going on, YouTube? Been a couple weeks since we posted a video. I figured let's make something. I already got started on this little project I got going, but yeah, I figured why not? I'll stop, take some video, show you guys what I'm working with, and kind of give you a little background as to what we got going on today. Well, here she is. This is a big block 700. As you can see, I've already started tearing it apart. I bought this knowing it was blown up. I paid $150 for a complete motor and a roller secondary clutch. Okay, so obviously she done blowed it up. I assume skirt let loose. This side looks freaking great for being used. So luckily the exhaust valves are good. The cylinder's good. Unsure about the crank. It turns over, whatever, but it looks like this thing was sitting at the bottom of the ocean. So they say this water pump is smoked. Not a lot of up and down play or shaft play or anything, but them bearings are just junk. Another thing I found, look at that. This is the belt that runs your water pump and your oil pump, which you'll see I got pulled and sitting right there. So yeah, there's and the further I dig into this, the worse it gets. Okay, well, I went ahead, pulled the primary clutch off. Come to find out, this is not the original. This is manufactured in 08, so this likely came on a 2009 sled, but came off no problem, and it does look like it has a relatively nice, fresh primary spring. So cool. Went ahead, started pulling all the nuts off for the cylinders, and it's the moment of truth. Let's pull this one off. I already gave her a whack right here, which broke the base gasket seal. So we're going to pull this off and see just how bad this piston really is. Impressive. Wow. Just gonna say, look how dry that bearing looks. So I suspect when I pulled the recoil off, let's get this cylinder out of the way. I noticed this belt toast along with the water pump, obviously. But with this, what that does is means it ran it without oil or coolant. So the odds are that took a crap because this probably locked up at one point. And then lack of oil, I'm just guessing. It's hard to tell, but that is impressive. Oddly enough, even with all the chunks and everything down there, low rod bearing still feels nice. Up or down play, there are some chunks, but there is a possibility I can pull this crank out. I'll throw it in my parts washer or whatever you want to call it, and flush all the bearings really good, and then re-oil them and see how they all feel. So crank might be savable, unsure. As of now, I just have a for sure good one cylinder. Exhaust valves are good. Primary clutch, second, oh man, look at that. It's actually got a ding on the helix. I don't think that would really affect it too much, but it ain't worth selling. But yeah, so far that's a tough break there. Whew. It's been a while since I saw a Polaris 700 look like this. I don't think it messed up the rod even. Don't look like any chunks whacked too hard, but I mean, granted, there is a whole bunch mulched up. So yep, crank probably ain't worth selling, but hey, I might be able to throw it in one of my own personal projects in the future. Okay, got the other cylinder pulled off. You can tell it's been rebuilt before in the past based off the coating on the cylinder. Stock did not have that. Really, this side looked pretty dang good. Cylinder looks great. You can still see the crosshatch in the bore. A couple of superficial marks in it, but other than that, I have a good cylinder so far. Man, I just can't get over it. It's been a long time since I've seen a 700 have this kind of damage done to it. All right, we're still tearing this thing apart. Got the pistons removed. Just pulled the magneto, and surprisingly enough, that stator freaking looks phenomenal considering how gross everything else was on the exterior of this water pump housing. So yeah, pretty pumped about that. Got a nice stator. The exterior isn't super nice on this magneto, but the inside, not bad. Magnets look good all the way around. Clean up that rust a little bit. I'd run it. Okay, once you remove these little bolts, pull the stator out, you have 4 bolts retaining your water pump to the cases. You'll just have to tap it with the hammer and it'll pop right off. Unfortunately, this one is trash. I'm not going to rebuild it, so it's going to be thrown away. Yeah. Kind of clean this thing up a little bit as time goes along, but that mag side bearings looking okay. Not seeing any debris or rust or nothing, so that's good. So now I'm going to go ahead, tip this thing up. I'm going to pull these brackets off and then the bolts for the case tabs. And then we'll split the cases, pull the crank out, clean it up, see if it's worth keeping around for one of my projects in the future, or just toss it in the trash or in the pile with all my other cranks. Alright guys, this motor is completely torn apart, so let's do a little overview and I'll let you guys decide if this was a good buy or if it's a bust. Let me know what you think in the comments, but let's check it all out. So starting off, we got a team secondary clutch. We got a newer big bushing primary. This is actually probably would have came off 2009 sled or was a replacement in 2009 for the said sled. Magneto, good shape, good shape. Little ugly on the outside, but the inside's looking good. I would 100% put that on a sled. Got a great looking stator, oil pump, coolant hose, which honestly you don't replace these too often, but you never know. A white pipe, really as far as I'm concerned, is worthless. Nobody ever buys stock white pipes, but you never know. So got that. Got a good 700 VES cylinder and a usable used piston. Interpret that how you'd like. In a pinch, it'd get the job done, but wouldn't be my favorite. Got another good exhaust valve and a set of engine straps. So also, cases, they look all right. I need to clean them up, but these look like they would be usable. Crank, I have not really cleaned it. I hit it with some brake clean. You got some little dings in the rod, and you can see she's got some color from heat, but honestly, my own personal sled, I would take this, I would clean up my parts washer, lube her up, and I would put money that this crank would live on for many, many more miles. Hopefully. Got a good recoil. And then on top of that, obviously, you get your crankcase bolts. That's these 6 here. You got your end strap bolts. These are water pump bolts. All the head bolts, stator, magneto, cylinder. Those were recoil, oil pump, reeds. I got a couple usable exhaust manifold bolts, carb adapter, or carb boot. I am having a brain fart. But anyways, clamps. And I forget what you call this. Flywheel, I would assume, and the hardware for that. So that's pretty much how she played out. Got all the hardware, recoil, possibly a good crank for a future build, never know. Cases, and then all this stuff sitting here on the bench. And yeah. Paid a total of 150 bucks for it all. Honestly, myself, I think it was a screaming deal. Lots of good parts here. I mean, I paid that much for a single 700 VES cylinder before in the past, and that wasn't including the exhaust valves. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Anyways, stay tuned. We got projects in the works. Looking forward to showing you guys what's rolling in the garage next. So till next time.